The title of this is gonna be Mercury retrograde.
Mercury is in the microwave.
Oh my god! I have to crack this soda open like it's a beer.
You're right, my girl. You okay?
You know it is Mercury retrograde when I'm late. When I am the late one. When
Oh, you know what? You're right.
I
Not,
could not. Okay, so very
not a
important thing.
Virgo in shambles about being late.
I was like, oh my God, I had to give you like a 15-minute update that 15 minutes early that I would be 15 minutes late.
You just gotta roll with the punches.
Oh man. I
Oh,
sat down and I wrote down, I jotted down the things that we said we were going to talk about today. So
okay.
let's see how my notes go. So, how are you? You are glowing on the other side of the world.
Am I?
You
This is
are.
coconut oil. This is coconut oil and a stiff neck, and probably I may look stoic today, but it's
Oh
just
my
because
God.
I'm trying
Yes.
to
Yes. You look
survive.
sun kissed.
Really? Oh, thank you. And you always look so cute. I want. Can we
Thank
share?
you.
Can I have some hair, please?
Yeah. Girl, I just try to blow dry this today a little
Can
bit,
I?
give it some
That
bounce.
your hair is so long, bro. What are you doing? What are you eating?
So I finally went and got a trim because when we grew up, we be thinking we could cut each other's hair. And
Hmm.
I had let my friend cut it a couple of years ago. I'm like, trim, trim, trim. You want to trim this for me? And I felt like it didn't grow. So I finally went to the salon and I was like, I felt like I was getting in trouble by like my mom. I'm like, yeah, I let somebody cut it.
Right.
And
That's.
she's like, "Did you?" And it was so funny because she was very spiritual. She gave me that energy, and I knew because she said it. She said, "Not everybody has the hands for it." She said, "Not even to say anything about your friend." She goes, "But it's all in the person that does it too. Like there's magic in it." So when she cut my hair, she was like, "How do you feel?" And I was like, "I want to cry." And she was like she got scared, and I was like, "No, in a good way. Like I feel like you're the
Yeah.
one. Like you're who I want touching my hair when I go back."
Oh, I love that. You gotta trust yourself. That's it's so funny because you were saying that, and I'm like, I was out here cutting people's hair and my own hair, and but I knew I was like, I'm not trying to mess around. Like, I want everybody to know that whoever's hair I was touching, I was like, I'm doing this with the
You were putting
intention.
good intentions.
Yeah. So I don't know. I got to see what's the update with everybody. How y'all feeling? Because my hair started growing, but I don't know how everybody else feels about
See,
it.
I just need everybody to know that she's a hairdresser. These are things I'm adding. Hairdresser, musician now, and we're gonna dive into very Mercury retrograde style because I've been hearing from a lot of people who want to change directions in their life, whether that's relationships, whether that's moving, whether that's a new job. And I feel like you can give good advice on diving into a new career change, vibe change, all of it changed. They don't even know the change that ended up being not a change. So let's get into
Right.
that.
Okay. All right. That was a great segue. Um. All right. How can I keep this concise? Yes. So most people know me for being in the entertainment side of things, and then being out here in LA with a production company. So when things started to shift and change, and like it was very apparent that there needed to be some like movement somewhere, like everything was shifting around me, and it was up to me to decide, like,
Mm.
all the conversations I'm having with you, like, girl, I don't, we need, and so something I always attribute it to, like, spirit always talking to you,
Hmm.
like
Gotta
your higher
listen.
self is always communicating, and it's really just like, where's your receptivity to listen to yourself and your guides. So I definitely had a moment where I was like, I was like, just say something to, like, the landlord and my building, and I'm like, you guys need help. I'm like, what am I saying? What am I saying? Do I even have the qualifications to
Hey,
do
do I even know
that?
how to help them?
Like, how am I? it was just like almost involuntary, which in hindsight it was good, but sometimes you just need to allow it to just like rise out of you, and so I did, and it ended up landing me this leasing consultant slash agent job with the property management that owns the building. And so starting off part time, we've been figuring it out because you're
Mm-hmm.
running a business and then you're also raising a family and you're starting this new venture. But sometimes again, like spirit has a way of moving in your life where it's like the breadcrumbs are always there, just stay with me. It was
Mm-hmm.
always feel like, stay with me, it'll get good. And
Right,
I
right,
still
right.
feel like
We
I
got
mean,
this. We got this.
we got this. It's gonna get really good. It's just part of the story. And yeah, like doing leasing now and or being in property management is reminding me of my childhood. So like this whole season is really about being flexible and then like
Mm-hmm.
not just feeling like everything's a gut punch, but like how do you how do you land on your feet? Like
Right.
and how do you trust?
Right.
So
Because going from having your own business, your own schedule, you are the
mhm.
business. I always remind her that, y'all. I be like, you are the business. You are the brand. And I
Right.
just feel like that it's not easy to go to someone and say, how can I help you? How can I be of service to your business, your
Mhm.
brand? And then going by a schedule, like you said, the training of it, the schedule, and then not knowing that eventually you were going to get your freedom back. But I feel like it's that little bit of self-sacrifice
Mhm.
that spirit just wants to see if you're
Yeah.
about it. Like spirit is like, let me see if you're going to do 5 jumping jacks. You did 5, I got you, bitch. I was just playing. I was just playing.
That is so good. I love that. Let me see if you're gonna jump.
Yeah,
That's
and you did it. And I feel like that's a part of manifesting in a way is the action part. Like we talk about it all the time and people don't teach the actions around the manifestations. Like we could say we want to be a millionaire, we could say we want this, and
mhm.
now it's like, okay, you just added a whole new notch to your resume and we don't even know yet. Like I feel like we're such people that are like we want to piece together things, and
Mhm.
this is something that like we don't know how this is gonna hit in the future, but we just know it's gonna hit. Like I
It's
don't
a
know if you're
ride.
gonna like sell a property to Beyonce or or if you
Woo!
know what I mean, or if that just
Yeah.
like I said earlier, like that just may be something you're learning now, and in the future you have your own company on the side that's bubbling. It could be anything, or it could be just you being in the right place in the right time, meeting the right
Mhm.
people. You might show a property to
Mhm.
somebody that's like, oh yeah, never mind, we need you back in the music world.
Right.
But it's all about where you are at the right time and just like you said,
Mhm.
following spirit, following those nudges, and like really like and how do you feel like
It's been a little bit of a challenge, but in a good way. Like I'm alright with challenges. Like I'm
mm,
good as long as I think for me is nervous system stability. Like I've learned that about myself. If my nervous system ain't jumping, I don't want it to be like nah 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 nah. No 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 no. I
we
know
like it, we thrive in the chaos.
my so this is the other thing. I think what it is that collectively we're deciding that we don't necessarily need to do the things the hard way anymore, right? Like the structure, the power structures and the dynamic that are running the world has like really always dictated to us. You gotta work hard. You gotta do it
Right,
hard. It can't come easy to you, or you don't qualify. It's
right.
all these different qualifications and ways to separate us from feeling like, well, is there a world where I can make like life feel easy and also maybe it might not be what I thought I'd be doing, but I can stabilize myself. I can feel good in the moment. Like,
Mm-hmm.
I, can I
And
live that
I
way?
feel like we've always done that. Like since kids, I feel
Mm-hmm.
like not that we deliberately look for the easy way, but let's face it, we didn't get to go to the School of Performing Arts. We didn't get to go to, we
Mm-hmm.
didn't have those opportunities but we still were in the rooms that we needed to get into, if that
Yeah.
makes sense. Like we always knew the workaround. And I feel like it's hard to tell people that. Like a friend of mine was saying that today, and like we talk about this often, how like you think this is the way everything is supposed to be, and then it's all collapsing. Like example, the new paradigm is the death of influencers, but
Mm-hmm.
it's really the birth of actual influencers. Like
Mm.
this, what we're doing is
Mm-hmm.
back in style,
Mm-hmm.
whereas the aesthetic and the doing, content that has no value to it, is that's dead already. Like
Right.
people want to learn shit. People want to know shit. And I was sending a friend of mine yesterday, let's say this kid does the news. He's banking on YouTube, making thousands, like millions almost probably from his YouTube. And he's sitting in a corner like this. And
Uh-huh.
as the news is going, he's talking back about the news. And he's getting all these viewers. He's a reporter. He
Okay.
doesn't need CNN to hire him.
Right.
He doesn't need ABC to hire him. And I was telling my friend, like, look at this. This kid is just making bank, whereas we used to think we had to apply for this. We used to think that we had to do 4 years of college, an extra 2 years on top of that, get another degree in journalism, like whatever it is. Like, and we're learning that that's dead. Like,
Yeah.
the social meter, you don't need all of that, those accolades anymore. Those
Mm-hmm.
are nothing, kind of, now,
Mm-hmm.
in a
Yeah.
sense.
Mm-hmm. It's true. Am I really using my bachelor's degree right now? Not really. It's really like field experience. To your point, it's really always been peer to peer on the field. Like, even in your career, I feel like really what's been like driving you forward and what's gotten you forward has been the leaps that you've been taking by saying, I belong in this room. Give me a shot. I'm gonna get in here. I'm gonna do what naturally comes to me. Oh,
Yep.
my girl's here. Oh, hi, April. Authenticity versus performance. Yes. Like,
Yes. Yes.
absolutely. You being in those rooms and saying, like, I'm actually really good talking to people and I care. And like
There's
it
people who have taken tests to get your job.
mhm.
And you were like, hey, y'all need help?
To prove that your energy is really, that's your the PhD is in your energy. Like,
Mm-hmm.
that's the degree. What is
Yep.
the degree of your frequency? That's really what is actually, I feel like we think that celebrities are the only beings on the planet that have that it factor. Everybody has an it
Mm-hmm.
factor. Like, that's not unique to celebrities.
Yeah.
We're just indoctrinated to believe that we have to, like, it's like icon. And it's like, yeah, well, you are icon too.
And
Like,
competition. It's like school
yeah.
forces you to compete. We need first place, second place, third place. We're in the back like that was fun. I don't care what place I was in. Like, and I
Yeah.
think that's what's coming back in style. I feel like all of
Yeah.
that is coming back in style, and we see it in just us talking about the different leaps and the different jobs. Like when I talk about a job, Chris be like, "How many fucking jobs did you have, dog?" Like, you
Right.
worked everywhere, and I'm like, I did. Like, I really did.
And these are conversations that I also have with, like, we have it, and I have it with my friends too, about how, like, again, all about the breadcrumbs. Like, none of those experiences were not, like, all of them were valid, and they all play a part in the bigger,
Mm-hmm.
the juicy part of where we're going that we don't know yet. But
Yep.
one day you're gonna look back and be like, I know you were cracking jokes about all the jobs I had, but look, what was the common denominator?
Yep.
Like, and I really feel like, specifically with you, like, there's such a juxtaposition between, like, the worlds that you operate in. It's like total opposites. Being in
Yo.
the hip hop realm, being in the spiritual realm, then being and working, like, what's that? It's not called hospitality, but it's called, what is in the medical field in
Oh,
some
it's
way.
it's grievances. It's like yeah, it's like healthcare, but like their grievances and their complaints. What's crazy that you say that is now that I'm going so hard with the politics, like I know I'm always telling you like, yo, I'm gonna get canceled for the shit that I'm saying.
Hmm.
And I realize my algorithm is all people from battle rap. So they're probably looking at me like, what? Who is Charlie Kirk? And why is she going so hard?
Oh yeah, you're
Like they
burning the
don't
rug
get it.
now.
So to some people, I look like a complete psycho when it comes to certain things. And then my political friends, they probably look at battle rap like, what the hell is this? You know what I mean? Not knowing
Hmm.
that it's like $1 million company out there. I feel like people judge, everybody's judging both sides, not knowing that they all kind of intertwine. But
Hold on, because I'm trying to get out of this view that it's giving me. Hold on one second.
okay, I'm waving to all of the people that are in. Hello to everybody in the chat.
Did it knock me off?
I see you. I see you still the same way.
That's weird. Okay. Well, all right, Mercury. Just like you're paying too much attention to what other people do.
Yeah, Mercury is definitely it's doing its thing. I don't know. I was very naive to this Mercury retrograde because they said something about it being in Virgo and this now. I'm like, oh, it's gonna be fine. Like I'm chilling.
Yeah.
I'm staying back. Let me just steer clear. Everybody else is going crazy. And I woke up like, Mel, I need your help because I'm going a little crazy today. Like
Yeah.
it just forces you to kind of, I don't know, I feel like the chakras are opening up and that I'm gonna go somewhere with this. But
Okay.
I feel like this season alone is not just retrograde, it's very eclipse season.
Mm-hmm.
So I feel like there's gonna be a month of it. You know how retrograde we're like, oh, it's not gonna be done till the middle of April. Same thing with eclipse season. This shit ain't done until the next eclipse, till
Yeah.
the next full moon, new moon. So I feel like March, April itself is just like we have no control. I feel like we're just viewing and just really like sitting back. But I genuinely feel like I'm in the upside down. Like
Yeah.
I feel like talking to certain people, like there's a disconnect. Things don't make
Mm-hmm.
sense. The
Mm-hmm.
stories people are telling me are
Mm-hmm.
like what's going on in their lives. I'm just like, that's so crazy. Like that's so the
Yeah.
opposite of everything we know.
Uh-huh.
It's like we're very in the upside down. So part of me in a sick way is excited to see what's coming up next, but I didn't know if you had any insight on what you feel about this eclipse season, retrograde season from your side of the world.
Yeah. What's interesting about this, like about retrograde specifically, like the Mercury retrograde, is like such a like it's become a mainstream phenomenon. And what's interesting about it from like an astronomical perspective, it's really an illusion. So
Mm.
like
Talk about
Mercury
it.
is not actually spinning like in reverse. It's just that the way that it's orbiting, we observe it as if it is spinning in
Because
reverse.
it's so slow. We're kind of slowing down.
Right. So, which I think is really interesting because that means, and it adds to the fact that things really are what they are based on what we collectively agree upon, right? So we agree that Mercury, this planet of communication, is is orbiting valid. It's orbiting in a way that we haven't seen before. Things are changing. We should expect things to change in our communication.
Right.
But really, the retrograde isn't glitching your technology, really is your agreement that it's glitching your technology. It's really glitching you.
Mm.
It's not really, it's really just like you're the energy source that is saying, without you really probably thinking, it's like the higher self is just saying, this is an opportunity, a perfect energetic window for you to look at your shadow, for you to
Mm.
look at where you're not, maybe you are having some misunderstandings with people. Where do you need to revisit conversations? You know, all these things. And when you feel like you're finding interruptions along the way, that's you are the co-conspirator. Like
Mm-hmm.
really. And so those are things that maybe I would say I don't like talking in absolutes, but I feel strongly about this because what was happening before technology, you know,
Mm,
like when the ancestors were looking at like the astronomy of it all, what were they really trying to say? Because that stuff wasn't glitching in the past, so that must mean that we have more power than we're giving ourselves. And that must
facts.
mean that we are the people that are agreeing that things have to shift, so we're draining the batteries off of our shit quicker.
Yeah, like technology is a great thing. We've evolved. We're a species that evolved the most, but at the same time, we're so distracted that
Mm-hmm.
we don't realize that a lot of the powerfulness comes from stillness. Like
Mm-hmm.
they knew what to do because they had nothing but time, earth. They had, you
Right.
know what I mean? They had time to feel, they had time to think. And I realized that when me and you talk about dreams all the time. And I'm always like, Mel, I don't dream anymore. I don't remember my dreams. And
Mm-hmm.
it's because I go to sleep listening to something. I'm distracting my mind before I'm letting my mind drift, if that makes
Okay.
sense.
Yeah.
And I feel like that's a big part of it is a lot of times we need to sit down from the technology, from the social media,
Mm-hmm.
let the things come to us, and then use the technology that we have to, better the earth and better the world and certain things like that. Because I hear people talk about it all the time about, like, AI is taking over and AI is ruining the world. It's humans that'll ruin the AI. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, I feel like it's about what we use it for. And
Mm-hmm.
I'm always, you know, saying how other countries use things to their advantage. They're helping their agriculture. They're helping doing certain things. They're using their robots are freaking recycling, like for them. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Whereas our stuff is not so much like that. So it's definitely the energy of the collective, like you said. Same thing with the war. There was someone like, if we all keep saying we're going to war, bitch, we
Right.
gonna go to war. Like,
Mm-hmm.
this is a collective consciousness and it is something. But what I like about this is that this is the first time that we're all like, not our business. We're not going crazy over it.
Yeah. I have noticed that too.
And it is our business. We are very much fighting in that war. But I think that ignorance might help us
Mm-hmm.
energetically in a way, because none of us are moved that they want us to be sad. They want, like we talked last time about how the Epstein files is putting people in psychosis. It made you sick, like us constantly talking about it, reading about it. It drains people's energy. So if that's what they want, it's not really working when it comes to the war, because we tired. We done
Right.
had enough.
Uh-huh. You're right. I think maybe it's, and I've been exploring this theme too, even with like my homegirl, April, that stopped by. Like, we've been talking a lot about detachment, and I think it's like what we're seeing is when we think about like this idea that, okay, there are gonna be two Earths, you know, like
Hmm.
that timeline split. It's less of, I think, of an actual timeline, like, yes, Loki, but also consciousness is really making a decision whether
Hmm.
we're going to operate in fear and we're going to give it that energy, to your point, or we're going to say, I'm pulling my energy back from this just to see what happens, because honestly, y'all dropped 85 bombs on us.
Right. Right.
Or how many millions of bombs on us?
Right.
So, like, and so when things like geopolitics really is a representation of like not just how is a nation feeling. You collectively get how a nation is feeling by the individual experience in the nation.
Hmm.
So, like, whether that's, oh, we got to defend our God, or we got to, defend our freedom, or whatever that shit is, it's like we're seeing just how much the collective shadow has gotten to the point where, okay, there are two things happening at once at such a heightened level where you have no choice, but like, it's so crazy that you have no choice but to make a decision.
Mm.
Like, yourself. not the freaking yes, the United States, yes, Israel,
But
yes,
we can't
everybody's
look to
military.
them anymore to make the decision for us.
Right. So it's like don't under. I would say, and anybody in the chat that wants to add to this, like, how are you? What decisions are you making in your day to day individually to like contribute to what where you're going in the
Right.
timeline shift? What Earth are you choosing to experience? And now that you're drawing yourself back to yourself, like, how are you even? Because you again, it's very polarizing because for you,
That's
you're
where
in the trenches, but
yeah,
then you come back to yourself. And so, how does that feel for you?
and that's why I feel like I don't get anybody on what's going on right now. Like I feel like I'm in the like you saw me arguing with people last week about the 50 Cent and T.I. thing, right? Then this morning, 50 Cent announced that he's coming out with the documentary. Don't you know? I tagged all 20 of them people that was arguing because it's like I feel like I went through the conspiracy years where everybody tried to act like I was crazy or what
Yeah,
I'm saying is crazy, but now these are facts. So it's like you can't really argue with me anymore when it's facts and these are like proven facts that are like in the news, which brings us to our next thing. How do you feel all these years we've been talking about extraterrestrials and feeling like we have to lower our voice when we're talking about it. You know what I
yeah.
mean? And now the president gets in trouble and he's like, by the way, we got aliens. I forgot to tell y'all. Don't look over there. There's an alien. Like what? Like they just dropped it on us. And my thing is we knew, absolutely. We knew for years, however, but it's like, where is the apologies?
Oh, girl, that we ain't never getting that. Like this, honestly, we'll have better luck looking at each other and being like, "I apologize, dog," because we're not gonna get it from the government ever. Like they're
Ever.
just the way that they're operating is like they're calling our bluff with everything. It's
They're
like,
like, what you gonna do?
what are you gonna do, right? So it's like, yo, I don't know.
Don't know.
I don't
You
know.
got me.
And you know what? I'm just gonna come back here and maybe I'm gonna start a farm
Oh
because
my God, facts.
I just cannot. But with the disclosure process, it's really funny. Again, it's like I think, um, yeah, like when I think about just as a kid watching the TLC channel or whatever, or like Ancient Aliens, or like they have always been talking about this stuff and just putting it in our faces and saying and stories and documenting this stuff,
Hmm.
but it was always there, and then it was just all this mixed like information on it, and I'm like, yo, listen, I cannot believe like we only know a little bit really about space, about what's out there. Shit, I don't even know about the moon. Honestly, I'm not convinced about
Right.
what's going on up there and what in its true function. Like
Right.
I don't, but like it's a lot to question at this time. But I feel good about like just information being like it just being talked about,
Yeah.
like from them, like just talk about it, so like we can start to integrate it. And honestly, maybe to like some of what you were saying earlier was just like people are just like, and that feels very different. Like it's not like when Independence Day came out in
And
the
there was
night.
like hysteria and there was like people going crazy.
I think we've finally reached a threshold where we can hold it. Like
Yeah.
if and when it, because it will happen. So I mean, they're already here and they're
Right.
already working with us and they're already in our governments and not in and people have to like remember that we're on Earth and we're experienced the 3D reality is very polarizing. So it is very like that's what we signed up for, is that dense real reality. We're gonna experience shadow, we're gonna experience heaven on earth, all that
Hmm.
stuff. But that doesn't mean that just because there are other beings with higher vibrational frequencies that they don't experience their own versions of those too. So
Right.
there are, like, not the there are benevolent beings and there are malevolent beings. And so I think that having information that's coming out now is good. Now we got to start to deprogram ourselves of the idea that they're one way, that they look a certain way, that's the
And
part where we got to hold it.
so that's where I definitely got to grow up, because I feel like what made me realize is listening to April, Elizabeth
Oh,
April, listening to
yeah,
her and her breaking it down in a way like we all look different. We come in different colors. Like we're not all good. Like some of us have nasty attitudes, some of us are nice, some of us are secretive. They're the same way. Like she's like we can't go into this being terrified of all of them, but at the same time not all of them are going to be sweet, either. At the
yeah,
same time she's like, but neither are people. Everybody looks different. We're all different species. We just call it races, type of
right,
thing. And I'm like,
yeah,
damn.
yes, yes. Oh, I'm thank you for putting me on to Elizabeth April. I love her. That's like, when I meet her, I'm gonna be like, take me to your leader.
Yeah, I'm like, girl, give me a hug. And I want to say, like, she definitely eased me into a way of learning about it a little more, because even just listening to her, she'll tell you, like, yo, 10 years ago, my dad told me not to tell this to anybody, that they were going to kidnap me. They were going to tell me
Yeah,
that I was crazy. And now, like, she's finally able to talk about these things. But what I think is crazy is the Galactic Federation has to be real. It is real. I know it's real now, but growing up, us hearing about it the last decade or so, not everybody's gonna be saying the same thing. You know what I mean? Like all these remote viewers, all these people that have
wow,
dreams, they all gave it the same name. They all see the same thing. And
right.
I remember when I was trying to tell you that I like had Chat GPT summarize the book of Enoch, right?
Mm-hmm.
One of the major things was humanity wasn't ready for all of that information. That was the drama. The whole book of Enoch is, my bad. We thought we could tell them about astrology and all this cool shit, and they got
Uh-huh.
out of hand. That's all that book is, really.
Yeah.
But I really feel like you said, we can handle it now. So I feel like they're like,
Mm-hmm.
they got crazier shit going on. If we say the aliens are here, they ain't even gonna flinch. We're gonna be like, hey, we need help.
Right. I saw a meme that says something like that. Like, yeah, the aliens are. If the aliens come and say we overthrew your government, we're here to take over. We're like, oh, like we're gonna beam you up. Like people at this point and be like, fucking, it took you long enough.
Yeah, yeah. I have a meme on deck that says me showing my alien how to apply for food stamps. And like, you know what I mean? It's just it's and there's movies coming out, full disclosure, or disclosure day or something like that. Like,
Oh,
so I don't know what they're gonna do, because like I said, we've always heard about Project Bluebeam, where they're gonna use it like as an
yeah.
illusion, but then it's like
Mm-hmm.
we know the real stuff is there. So I'm just waiting for like them to try to lie and a real alien be like, boo. Like,
Yeah.
like
Because the evidence will be okay. So I think that's good to bring up. I think that what we're seeing is like the malevolent side is actually, sorry guys, but you're slow as fuck. Like the light is always gonna win, dog. Like it's just, for instance, we're seeing things play out like Jim Carrey, right? We're seeing something like this where maybe pre-COVID, this would have like been like, oh, that's interesting. It's Jim or whatever.
yeah,
He got plastic surgery. No. People done like, you did something.
yeah,
Like y'all did something with those Epstein files. Yes, you caused mass fatigue and you were
yeah.
destroying whole
But you
nervous
woke us
system,
up.
but you woke us up.
Yeah.
Exactly. So now when you're looking at a Jim Carrey at in Paris doing all of like it looking like a charade version of of Jim Carrey, people, they were not expecting like for this to be such like national international news,
Yep.
and
And
that's
people
when
not having it.
yeah, like now we're questioning. It's not, life is no longer a conspiracy anymore. Like people are literally like apologizing to each other. Like
Yep.
truth is really setting us free, and so I think that this is our gift to ourselves, where we can test in real time and on the field. How can you deal with the truth?
Right.
And at this level, because it's a lot to a lot of levels to go through. But how do you deal with like it's things just being in your face and it's
Mm-hmm.
not the truth? Can you handle it? So I think that seeing how we're responding to it is a good indication that maybe pretty soon we're probably going to be in a space where it's like, okay, they kind of look like us. Some of them really, because we've already started to get into the idea of like reptilians exist,
Yeah.
right? And so it's hard to imagine, but you can sort of imagine maybe open your mind to maybe how like it doesn't have to be an alien gray with the big eyes. It could just be.
Like the scrolls. Like when I was watching Marvel and they had what was it? Samuel Jackson was like he was married to one of the scrolls on the low and it was like a whole
Yeah.
thing. I was like, babe, that's real. He's like, what? I was like, those are the reptilians. And he's like, please stop.
I'm just trying to tell you it's in
And I'm
there.
like,
Some of
and
them.
in my mind, I'm like, that's how it is. And there's a part in it, if there's any Marvel heads in the chat, where their story in Marvel is basically your president told us
Yes.
we would be good here. And we told him he got until this date to
Mhm.
tell y'all we're here because we're tired of hiding. And I'm like, Nixon. It was Nixon. And he's like, what? I'm like, and I'm piecing it together like this could all very well be real because it wasn't
Yeah.
until the 70s when I'm learning all this stuff about Israel and what's going on over there, all their drama started happening between like the 40s and 50s, right?
Mm-hmm.
Over here for us, 50s, 60s, 70s, this is when all the Nixon tapes, then Kennedy got killed. Like everybody was somehow infiltrated with some type of secrets, whether it was the evil Illuminati, whether aliens really came down, but somewhere in that time frame
Mm-hmm.
is when shit got crazy and secrets got buried from everything from aliens to reptilians to demons to whatever they got going on over at the Vatican. And I'm just waiting for Jesus to show up. If they said they telling them this war is for Jesus, I'm like, wait till Jesus tells y'all that's not what he meant. You think Jesus wants you to kill somebody for that land? Are you crazy?
What? I can't argue with y'all about this at all. I don't have it. I don't have it.
I
It doesn't
don't.
make sense. What you're saying doesn't make sense. Okay, break it down. Like, repeat it back to yourself. Is that what Jesus would say? Would he say that?
All right, right. Like you think that's what Jesus meant? Come on. He would never do that to Abraham's cousins. And but what I do want to say, because I'm trying hard not to spread more fear and drama. So I wanted to ask you what we were talking about with the music and the megahertz.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So the fact that for the people watching, right? Music carries different frequencies. There's good ones, there's bad ones, there's ones that'll hype you up, there's ones that'll drag you down, there's ones that'll drain you, all of that, right? So I noticed that you said there was a way where you were able to find out the level
Yeah.
of the megahertz when you were listening to the song.
Mm-hmm.
One, is there a way you could explain that and like tell me how, like, knowing music and being into music, like how would one look for that? And two, what's a frequency we should be staying away from?
So in real time, like this actually came up in life with like conversations that I was having in my day where I was like, oh, hold on a second. I went ahead and looked up the frequency of a song, right? Just to understand like what hertz was it hitting, why was it making me feel a certain way. And so in the same time, I hope she's still here, my girl April, because this is who I was talking to. She hit me with a video and was like, this. It was describing how in the like late 1930s or 40s, just like how the government started getting, basically they started to separate like some of the frequency, like there were studies to show like
MK
how
Ultra.
frequency, right, how
I'm
can
learning that
people,
in my book club. Go
right, how could we incite people to get ready for war, basically, right? And it's like what musical, what frequencies in the music or in tones could we use to add to keep people on that wavelength, on that level. So like it's interesting because apparently most music today is in 440 hertz, but that is not really in alignment with like the true resonance of like how human beings feel good
Mm,
listening to music and frequency. Really it's a modification of like, so 432 hertz would probably be more so in alignment with your own frequency. So I say all that to say that there's a lot of information. Now we're living in a world where we have to question everything that's been given to us. It's just like going to school. And it's like, well, so what I learned in social studies is not really the reality. It's
right.
like, yeah, now the true measurement, and this is where I think we're really heading, the true measurement of anything energetic is yourself.
Mm,
So your body is the vessel, your body is the tuning fork that's ultimately going to determine like what frequency is best for you.
right.
So people have to start listening or questioning, I think. Like if you're listening to somebody like, let's say you feel different when you listen to Summer Walker than you did listening to like a classical song, classical music or whatever. But like for some of these, unfortunately hip hop is heavily infiltrated in that way also. But what is it inciting in you? For
Right.
me, I'm like, well, when I think about how I'm feeling when I'm listening to a song, I'm paying attention to the fact that it's easing me. For whatever
Mm-hmm.
reason, I'm feeling floaty, I'm feeling like eased, I'm feeling like, I almost feel like love vibes here. And despite what I may look at and be like, yo, register the frequency of this song, I can't go off of that anymore. Truly, I think I want to order something on Amazon that tells me the true measurement in real
Right.
time to play it as a device. But ultimately, when you think about it, the way that they have developed and infiltrated every part of our culture, it was all designed to separate yourself from yourself. So
Mm-hmm.
I'm not listening to myself anymore. I'm just letting you tell me and dictate to me. So I think if I could give the best advice, it would be like when you listen to music, start to in your day to day, is it static in the background or are you using your music intentionally like medicine?
Right.
Like, and what are you listening to in like explore the genres, explore what's out there, because people out here are really making some medicinal music for you.
Mm-hmm.
So it's up to us to find it, and
Yep.
that's where I'm at right now. That was like a real time like flip that happened after we spoke. I was like, oh shit, hold on a second. I think I'm supposed to be really like allowing myself to be the tuning fork first and foremost.
And it gets scary because I feel like when I first learned about frequencies, you learn everything on YouTube, but then I was like, how do I know that this is what you're telling me it is? So like they have meditations to go to sleep and it'll say this is this frequency, this is that frequency. And I'm like, okay, I believe it, but then what if I fall asleep and you turn that shit up a notch and like you do something else? So it's very like it's something that's cool to learn, something to be conscious of and aware of.
Yeah.
And like you said, making sure you're paying attention to how you feel when you listen to certain things. I went my whole life, it's like I love Beyonce, I love Jay-Z. By the time I went to a Beyonce concert, I was like, babe, we got to close our eyes for this. You got to close your ears for this, because she had like a hypnosis thing. And I was like, I don't like how this feels, babe. And then he's like, this is what you were talking about. I'm like, like a little kid.
Oh.
Like like certain things you just feel it. Like you said, you just feel like it's off. And we would be naive to think, like you said, they were doing it for war. And I've been getting into a lot of the MK Ultra stuff, and I'm learning that they've been doing that since then. So
Yeah.
whether it's up,
Right.
down, they can sway the nation by what songs are in rotation on the radio. I think
Mm-hmm.
what helped is, like you said, we control that now. Radio
Yeah.
kind of died out. We control the playlist. So it was like, I
Mm-hmm.
know that once what was it, iPods and all of that came out, they were probably scrambling. Like,
Right.
damn, we can't control the radio waves anymore.
Wow.
So now we have to control the artist that you like, because now it's your playlist it's up to you, like you said, to control the vibrations now.
Yo, that's an excellent point. Like, it really gave us the power. I mean, it
Mm-hmm.
made it crazy for artists, and then they had to go through their own shadow stuff on that side.
Facts.
You know,
Like, what do you
um,
mean you're not gonna pay for me to get played 6 times on the radio anymore? Life
right?
hit them hard. Wow, I didn't even think of that.
Yeah, like, what you mean? I gotta give you my masters? Like, you're streaming me 1,000 billion times a day over here on this platform, I'm not gonna get paid for that.
Right.
Like, and you want shout out to Prince. Like, Prince really was standing on business. Like, and he's coming up a lot,
Yeah.
but um, he was talking about all that stuff. So I think that, yeah, like, it was really powerful to, like, then give us this device again. You fucked up, you gave us a device. Now we're, our autonomy kicks in, and we're like, I can
Mm-hmm.
create my own thing. However, it's just like like going to school, and you learn some things, and then you go off into the world and do your own thing, but you
Yeah.
still are programmed. So maybe you're taking that device, and you're still listening to music that probably incites all of this aggressive energy in you, and you don't
Right.
know
Going
why.
up and down, up and down, up and
You're
down.
yeah, you're just like constantly bombarding your energy field. But maybe now, I think as we're questioning everything, I mean everything,
Mm-hmm.
music is up for debate. Like, it's something that I think being more intentional about and having fun with it and testing how you feel
Yep.
is a really good exercise to bring you that autonomy and bring you back to yourself, your power back to yourself. Yeah. I don't know what you're listening to these days, but I've been very quiet, but there've been little people like sending me songs. So I'm like, okay, all right. I'm coming back to the world. I'm hearing the music. It's making me feel good.
Right. Getting into the vibes. I keep telling myself to, like, I keep trying to think of songs I haven't heard for a long time. Like
Mm-hmm.
old, like boy bands. Like,
Ooh.
I think of a random NSYNC song or Spice Girls, and I'm like, I want
Mm-hmm.
to hear this. And
Mm-hmm.
it brings you back, like, you know what I mean, to that moment where we didn't really have those real problems. Like, we were singing about them problems, but we didn't have those problems yet.
I right. It's a different world, man. It's like, but also we were just such in a bubble.
Mm-hmm.
We were such in a we were it was ignorance is bliss. Like, that's where we were, and it felt good to feel that in that
Right.
moment. And so the music definitely represented like us being in this bubble. And now I think the art in general is more raw, like,
Yeah.
is more real.
I feel like an evolution always happens. Like the 90s, people were kind of waking up, but they were still like, it was still shunned upon to be a conspiracy theorist and to wake up. But that's when people were talking, and like the princes, the Michael Jacksons, the Princess Diana's, like, I feel like we're getting that again, but they can't kill them that easily this time.
Have you been seeing like these channelers talk a lot more about these artists where like it seems like Michael and like Prince, like they were they came onto the planet to like, you know, blast the world with the good frequency using their music, and it was so powerful. I'm even getting this thing right now about sexual energy that it's just hitting me right now about even like an attack on your own sexual energy.
Mm-hmm.
Like, but when Michael and when Prince and when these people were on stage, they were they were um, utilizing their kundalini like energy on stage, and that's why that was feeling like insatiable. Like it was like, oh my god, like I love this person, like
Yep.
this is incredible. And I think in a lot of ways that, I mean, obviously became dangerous from
Mm-hmm.
a perspective, from like if you're if I don't know, if you're like the cabal, then you're like, I gotta shut this shit down. Like,
Right.
what are y'all doing? And I've been again like just seeing like these psychic channelers now tapping into the people that deceased, and it's been really really interesting to see them like talk about like even Kanye, like
Mm-hmm.
as if they're not here, and just saying like, yeah man, they took me out because I was speaking out on the thing. I was like, this is what I came here to do, and they took me out.
Right.
Have you been seeing a lot more of that?
So I'm gonna blow everybody's mind real quick because I've been deep into this for a little while now, to
Okay.
the point where I think Selena Gomez is Gina Davis. Like I they said, okay, so supposedly in these files, someone was in an email said, we choose Selena. Like, let's say we've decided on Selena Gomez. Like, Selena
Okay.
Gomez, it's her. We've decided on her. So a church, somebody who went to this church came out and said, Justin Bieber came to our church. You know, this is supposed, you know, when they have people like, but before you get baptized, you kind of like your testimony. So in
Mm-hmm.
his testimony, he said they wanted to sacrifice him and Selena's baby. Like supposedly him and Selena were having a baby. They
Right.
wanted the baby. So Selena said, fuck that, take me. So they're trying to say Kourtney Kardashian's baby, the youngest, is Justin and Selena's because you know everybody's like, that's Justin's baby.
Right.
We may thought he had it with Kourtney, but we thought that was Justin's baby.
Yeah.
So
Mm.
so it sounds all outlandish, right? But it doesn't, because my old conspiracy theories that I used to watch on TikTok. Remember the girl? What was her name? Kanika Jenkins, the one that she was in the hotel. It was like a girl they found in the freezer. She wasn't a
Oh
celebrity.
yes.
She was, yeah, she was just a girl that was in a hotel with her friends, and
Yeah.
they found her in the freezer.
Right.
Sloan Bella was like, they wanted her organs for Selena Gomez. And I'm like, what? Like, what is Selena Gomez? I'm always hearing Selena Gomez when tied to crazy stories, right? Because she had a
Mm.
lot of kidney problems. Long story short,
Mm-hmm.
they've been practicing with soul swapping. So now Sloan Bella said that Jay-Z is gonna try it, all these people are gonna try it, and that the whole thing is when you're done with your life, you could put your soul into somebody else. So
Mm-hmm.
they're saying Gina Davis, she used to talk like this, like really tight with her mouth, and that's how
Yeah.
Selena Gomez talks right now.
So like, so like, so like, Get Out.
Yes. So they show it in movies, just like I don't know if you ever saw on Netflix Behind Her Eyes. I always thought that was about remote viewing. But
Mm-hmm.
now it's more like the soul jumping. So another one I'll have you, they kept telling me that Sabrina Carpenter is Hillary Clinton. And I'm like, how if Hillary Clinton is right here? So
Right.
I just sent you a remote viewer today, and her video yesterday are like, a lot of these people that we see haven't been with us for a long time. Like the Epstein files say Joe Biden died in 2019. Who the fuck was our president, dog? Like
Yeah.
we literally had a rando as our president because he died.
Mm-hmm.
So let's say if Hillary Clinton did die, which I believe she's like the biggest Satanist. they're saying she's in Sabrina Carpenter, living her dreams as that's why Sabrina Carpenter is so 60s, 70s. Because, bitch, you're a 60-year-old woman there.
Oh.
So I'll give you one more with the soul jumping.
Mm.
What makes me really believe is the Queen. You know, I'm all about the British and royalty. When
Mm-hmm.
we were all watching the procession for the Queen's funeral,
Yeah.
it got caught on the mic. Somebody said the death is irreversible. She's trapped. And the
Oh, I
other
just got
person was like,
chills.
so we're going to go to the next thing. Like he
Right.
tries to jump over her real quick. So yes, somebody in the comments said Orlando Bloom has been talking about, or yes, they've been talking about it for a long time. So I think they went from clones to the soul swapping. Like they've mastered away because conception is science, right? We've had
Yeah.
scientists tell us that the minute somebody gets pregnant, you see a blast of light.
Right.
So all of this is scientifically real. Where they fucked up with these Epstein files is they leaked that all of these billionaire tech companies were in bed with Epstein. They were designing babies. So people are saying now with Blue Ivy, whether we think Beyonce had her or not, they're
Yeah.
like, that's a baby Beyonce clone. Beyonce is going to be in her. When she's too old to be Beyonce, she will be her daughter.
Yeah.
Like, and they literally have emails on designer babies.
Mm. Sick. It's,
So the soul jumping is definitely, I definitely believe in it. I don't know how they're doing it, but Elizabeth April, she's talked about the cloning facility she's seen,
yeah.
and that there's other remote viewers that have never met each other and they'll report seeing the same shit.
Yes. Yeah. It's it's so I went all over the place and you were talking, so I'm like, my mind's being blown. Also, I'm not seeing the new comments for whatever reason because I'm not seeing anything. I'm only seeing you, which is totally
Okay.
fine. So, but but you were you were talking about Blue Ivy, and that actually sparked something for me because I think in 2021 I had a dream,
Mm.
and in that dream Jay-Z was rapping like, and he was just saying a quick bar, and I was like, what the fuck does that mean? But he was like, basically, this we gotta have one more baby, but this one would be my work baby.
Mm.
And then I was like, okay, well, they have babies already. They all have their babies already. No new babies were born until fast forward, I'm seeing Blue Ivy. And then I'm like, oh, okay, I'm seeing just like the training, like the
Mm.
training that's going on here. Also, I think that if you're just a person who's in touch with yourself, and you're just a natural empath, you can look in somebody's eyes and see like there's there's like a disassociation that
Mm-hmm.
definitely sense with her, but like that for sure is not far-fetched to me. But
Right.
I'm looking at how she's being presented and groomed, even to the point where it's just like, Beyonce, stay in the back. Like, we're gonna have Blue Ivy step forward with Jay, you know what
Yep.
I'm saying?
This
And
is
she,
all for a reason. Yep.
right, like that, this whole idea of kind of like grooming her up to this point, it doesn't feel authentic. But I'm not gonna say that is, it is or it's not. But to me, it doesn't totally feel authentic. And so, um, it's making me think a lot. Also, even about, I don't think I'm remote viewing as much, like in my, I don't know, but well, I do know to some degree because I got that the psychic medium. By the way, I want to shout her out.
Oh
Her name is
yes, yes. We need an
Amber
update on that
Amron.
before we go.
Oh my God, shout out to Amber. Like, she's really dope. I realized that I didn't say who it was last time, and I was really
Send me her
excited.
info. I may need a reading.
Oh yeah, she's really good. She's really fast, and she's dope. Like, it's not just it's like she can tap into like anything. It could be the fairies, it could be galactic, it could be like any being, or anything that's like happening in the astral is like
Mm-hmm.
just her. It seems like she has full capacity to like understand that domain. So it was my first time experience getting a reading from her, but as like you know, but I went because I'm like, I'm having these dreams. They seem like I'm having dreams with like not just the people around me, but like even my dream with Beyonce that you were there in. It's like, why is she in the middle of the road? Why is she saying I can't do this again? Like I can't
Right.
do this again. And like sitting in the car going like this. And I'm like, then the next day she's in the NASCAR event. And I'm like, okay, like what is it that's going on
Right. And
with
that's
like
what made me think you were remote viewing. Like you really like sometimes when you have these dreams, I'm like, no, bitch, I think you were there. Like I think you were a fly on the wall, like for these
hmm
conversations.
I think that it feels like a play. It feels like when I'm looking at it. So basically, from what Amber told me was that there is like what she saw as a cloud, and so I have like these synapses that are going back and forth that is expanding. So like as like energy, my ability to understand is like growing on a collective conscious level.
Okay.
So that means like I will get information from like the collective, and so that includes people near me, and that includes like beyond me, beyond our like immediate
Right.
circle. So it's not far fetched. Like so you are getting like those downloads, but you have to ground it. Like I'm so in the astral, and I'm way too floaty that like basically spirit is asking me to like ground, eat root vegetables. She
See,
was
and
like,
I think I'm the opposite. I think that I've grounded myself too much that I can't even get back up there. Like, and I'm like, and I'm sitting here like you said, with the going back to the earthly things, like going back to vegetables, going back to certain things. Like I feel when I was most in tune and like getting constant downloads was when I had a routine, not even a diet, but it was like I would wake up, light my incense,
yeah,
cleanse my space,
yeah.
have my coffee, then do this. Like it was like every day was a ritual almost.
Ooh,
And
yeah.
I think once I stopped that is when
Mhm.
everything kind of got almost like a blockage again.
Yeah. Yeah, I think you know what was helpful that she told me was like even if you have to work outside, and I think that's
Mm,
helpful to me because sometimes I feel like, well, I don't have the time to like sit outside and meditate. I don't have it right now, or I'm not doing something that's putting me in a meditative state right now because I'm not feeling there. But I have been taking my laptop and I've just been sitting outside and working.
mm-hmm.
So like even if I put my foot in the grass or my laptop, whatever, I'm still grounding. So that has, I think that was really practical, really good practical advice for me. So
Right,
like for anybody that feels like, yo, I don't do, my mind is too wired to be meditating. Just go outside. Like the point is, let the sun hit you,
right.
like let the grass feel you, like remember that you have rubber in your on your sneakers. So
Mm-hmm.
that wasn't just designed because we have to protect your feet. You stop being a conduit to the energy that the earth has for you
Yeah.
when you have that rubber in between you and the earth. So like, don't be afraid to touch a tree for a second or anything. Um, so I think that that's been helping me while I figure out, like how to like
Just
visit
getting
my
back to
home.
it. I'll never forget after COVID, the first trip I took was to Florida. And I was with like a bunch of friends, and I looked at this girl who was from there, and I was like, is it weird? Like, I just want to take my shoe off and go like put it in the grass. And she was like, that's not weird at all. Like, that's
Yeah,
what you're supposed to do. And I was like, okay. And I just like ran, and it's such like we're from Jersey City. We're not putting our feet in grass in
right,
none of our parks.
right.
So I don't know what it was, that it was just like my body just wanted it so bad. And she looked at me like, girl, yes, go hug that tree. Go put your
Mhm.
like mid conversation. I'm like, is it weird if I take my shoes off now and just go stand there? And I remember doing it for the first time and like feeling that and being like, okay, you know what I mean? And tree, we talk all the time on how we're just randomly see a tree and be like,
Oh my, right. can't
I
believe I
hope
used to
nobody's
get on my
watching me. I'll be like high-fiving trees and shit.
right. Oh my god, I have a whole new respect for trees. Yo, the respect I have for trees now. It's like,
No.
yo, you've been here for so long. I can't believe I've been just walking past you without showing my respeto. Like, damn. Like, I should at least just look at you and be like, "Sup, dog? Damn, you've been here a second." Like, we're saluting you. Like,
Facts.
to think that those trees don't have wisdom, you know, it's just like the way you process it is different, you know, anybody. But and also, I think I'm saying all of this also just to come back to the fact that regardless of what is happening, our innate super abilities are awakening. So it's not just the fear that's awakening.
Mm-hmm.
It's like now we're also, while we're questioning things on the outside, I think it's really cool now to see like, I think some of my gifts are starting to like really make themselves known.
Mm-hmm.
Be I encourage people to be curious about like the things that you were dismissing or that
Yep.
people were dismissing about you, that maybe you can come back to and be like, you know what, so funny. Actually every time somebody was pregnant I knew what they were having, or like just the little things, like remember who, you know, try to remember who you actually naturally are, because there's
Mm-hmm.
stuff stuff is trying to come online for you. I don't
That's
know.
like I feel like when I went to Philly, maybe was it? I was telling you that I walked into a Quaker graveyard, and I
Mm-hmm.
was like asking ChatGPT, "Where am I?" And it was like, "Oh, let me tell you where you're at." And I remember sitting by a tree, and I felt like I could feel and see everything from the last 100 years and the people that sat by that tree. So I feel like that's another thing with nature too, is nature connects us to the timelines. Like if you're
Mm-hmm.
sitting at a tree, anybody could have been sitting at that tree 100 years ago. You know what I mean? Bombs could have been going off past that tree. Like
Right.
someone could have met by that tree. Like so much history happens on these landmarks. And I feel like the trees and the other things, they witness all of it. So it is important to get
Mm-hmm.
back to that. And everything we said today, like the music that could take us off of our vibration and trying to get it back, heightening our gifts that we didn't even know we had before,
Mm-hmm.
or remembering them, because I feel like now when we talk about dreams and stuff, I feel like this is stuff I did as a kid, but I forgot that I was doing it.
Yeah. Yeah. And it's got me paying attention. I'm gonna be, oh, she got the right one, Maverick. Oh, you got the right one, girl. Cause I'm looking at you, girl. Like, and you, as she gets older, I'm gonna be looking, remembering like the natural things that she does as a kid. Because
Yeah.
yeah, like it's interesting how you know, you brush it off as you get older. But the kids today, depending on like, you know, their families, like
Mm-hmm.
I just I feel like we're gonna be encouraging them to be like, no, 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 what did you see? Like, what
Right.
was it? What did you see over there?
Right. What was your dream? What did you
Right.
hear in your dream?
Who was in your
Who
dream?
saw it? What past life? Because you know, kids always want to tell you, I used to live over here, but I was a man. Like, what? I saw one, there was a kid, and he was like, why am I not black? He was like a little white boy, and he couldn't
No.
figure out why he wasn't black. And he's like, when I lived here, I was black. And his mom is like, relax. And he was having like some past life regression shit. Also, with speaking of Mav, I was gonna say before, but we were talking about something else. I'm excited to see as she gets older and to pick your brain how you explain to a kid everything from God to aliens. Like
Mm-hmm.
I feel like I was raised, like my grandfather was a preacher, so we were forced to go to church every week. But it
Mm-hmm.
was me as I got older that wanted to know more. Okay, making sure I didn't lose you. Okay, I had an alarm go off. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay. So just, just hearing how, because I feel like our generation now is a little more free spirited.
Yeah.
We're not forcing kids to go to church. You know what I mean? Whereas
Yeah.
when we were kids, we may have been forced on certain times or holidays, at least they would make us go. So I'm excited just to see like the new age parents break down God, how you teach your children about God, because of course, not everybody is like a soul believer like we are. There's going to be some people that say whatever you want to believe in, but just how people are going to explain a higher power and faith. Like, how would you explain having faith to a child without going
Yeah.
to church, without them forcing the Bible and the studies and the this and the that? So I'm excited for that. It's like I want to learn with her all over again as
Yeah.
you teach it
Oh,
to her. And aliens, because she's not gonna have to go through the taboo of it.
right.
She's gonna
Such a
learn
different
it
life.
differently, like they're part of everything.
Yeah. Woo! Imagine being born in the awakening of the planet.
Yeah, I saw a little boy was telling his mom, he was like, we would be ignorant to think that we're the only life forms. And I was like, damn, where were you
What?
when I was 10?
Right. Oh my God! I was just me at 10 was like, please come get me. Like if you're out there, hello.
Yes.
This is a mistake.
I feel like my first memory, I got on my grandma's typewriter and I was like, God, pick me up. And I think about that all the time because
No.
I wasn't old enough to comprehend that. To me was some past life shit.
Yeah.
Like if I was like they dropped me here and I was like, what am I doing in this kid's body? Like, what? Pick me up. And I always tell my sister, like, because I remember my grandmother's typewriter, and she's like, you couldn't have been more than 3, 4 years old. So in
Wow.
my brain, I'm like, how was I thinking that I was typing full sentences? How was I talking to God if I hadn't been to church yet?
Hmm.
So
Okay.
to me, those are things that stick with me, that I was like, that's the furthest like past life thing I can remember, is
That.
being a kid and being like, who dropped me off here? Like, what? And I was like, Jesus, I know you lying. Come get me.
You fucking like.
To find a typewriter, like that is some alien, like I need an apparatus to communicate. Like, what?
Right.
And I thought they were gonna come pick me up. And I always think about that. Like, how did I know what God was? You know what I mean? That I was writing to him. Why did
Yeah.
I think he was gonna come get me?
Right. Right. Just please prove me this is the wrong address. I'm not. Yeah, man. It's tough on the. It's we're if we're here. Apparently, if we're here on this planet right now, we're very advanced souls because it would take a particular type of soul
Yeah.
to be able to push us through this. Right. As much as people are like awake or not awake, everybody's doing their job. But this is the master class. So shout
Yeah.
out to all of us.
I could see
But
that because the 50s and 60s were very like, you know what I mean? Like they weren't ready for this much information. They were not the sheep, but they just had to go along with the times.
yeah.
Whereas we're more of the awakening and shaking shit up.
Yeah, we're shaping things a lot more for sure. And yeah, I very much so look forward to raising an individual or soul that I'm also learning from. So that's another part of like this parenting structure that I think wasn't something that we were doing or
Mm-hmm.
experiencing growing up, because the respect level was like just different. It was kind of like, you shut up and like
Yeah.
you just listen to what I'm
Stay in
saying.
a child's place. Whereas we're
Yeah,
like, wow, this kid could really teach me something.
yeah. Like I think that's where I mean, look at the kids. I feel like there's some an exchange there that we can have that's different, and you can still this respect level can still be there, but I don't
Hmm.
want it to be rooted in fear. Like that's and so it's a delicate balance because my programming dictates different.
Right.
So her by being alive is reprogramming me, and so I'm learning how to parent her as much as possible, like as we go, to like look at her as this individual, and you have your own life, your own needs. You are not me part two.
Right.
You have me in you, but you are your own person. So there's a lot of ways I think, like again, like the soul's being born here now. It's just like, yo, we did a lot of the work.
Yeah.
you know. And so we got you. We're gonna do our best, and y'all got it from here and take us to the Holy Land because
Yes, yes.
it's been a wild ride for us millennials.
I used to be worried about the new generation, but I'm not anymore. Like I was worried for a little while, like, oh, they're so like oblivious to things, but no, they are speaking up, they're talking out. This new generation is asking questions. You
Yeah,
know what I mean? They're really like a lot bolder than we were. Like we were talking about when we started this conversation was everything was so structured. We
yeah,
thought we had to go to school, we had to go to college. We couldn't get this job without college. Then you finish college and you're like, you ain't even asked me for this degree. You
right,
like everything that I've been doing required zero degrees this whole freaking time.
right.
Like I see Adi doing math problems now, and I be wanting to tell her, like, you're never going to need that. But I
Yeah.
can't. Like, you know what I mean? Because then it takes away you learning it at this time.
Mhm,
But I
mhm.
want to be like, there's never going to be a time in your life where customer service is going to ask you a fraction decimal. Like, never. Like, you're never going to need that.
Yeah, like good luck trying to get it. I feel like it's intentionally confusing. It's not, I don't think it's a flex for it to be so hard that it's
Yeah.
like, oh, I figured out this impossible. No, like, you know what? Teach me how to do my taxes.
Right, exactly. They're not teaching the things that are important. Teach them, if
Right.
you want to teach money, teach them the percentages about mortgages. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? About different things like that.
But even that, like, and we could probably close it out here because I know it's been a minute. But like, even that, I'm catching myself in real time because that's how the old programming works too. Where it's just like, teach me about my taxes. Actually, teach me agriculture.
Mm,
I don't want to. No more slaves to the machine. No, actually, don't. You know what? I teach me about energy currency, the
yo,
currency of energy.
I saw a girl on TikTok and she was like, you know how to do lashes, but do you know how to start a fire if the apocalypse comes? She
Right.
She was like, "Oh, that's good that you know how to do hair, but have you ever pitched a tent before?" Like,
Right.
she was like asking, like, "Bitch, there's certain things that we really are a little more important." And I feel like COVID definitely taught us that anything could happen, different shit like that. So I definitely agree. And I'm watching so many shows that I should be prepared for just about
Now,
everything.
right now it's like practical application. I'm over here trying to grow an avocado, and if something's happening, so I'm very
Yes.
excited about it. So I'm like, if the avocado grows out of there, you're not gonna be able to tell me nothing. I got a
Right,
garden on my
right.
shelf.
We getting a farm, baby girl. We
I'm the countryside. What's up? You catch me in the country. What's good?
But it's true. It's going back to the simple resources of life, the simple things in life, and not all that extra stuff. The days of flexing are over. The days of needing all of those things are over. It's a whole lot of personality and just what you're bringing to the table that's gonna get us into the room.
No, and don't worry about AI, y'all. It's gonna be alright.
Right.
It's gonna be okay. People,
They're gonna fix AI. I got faith in this new generation.
yeah.
I saw everybody saying there was a surge and people deleting Chat GPT because the
Mm-hmm.
new ownership and different things like that. That alone lets me know that somebody gonna fix it. Somebody gonna make
Mm-hmm.
another one and they're
Yeah.
gonna do it right. Like by the time we get past this presidential term, not
Mm-hmm.
to say the next one will be any better, but I feel like once we're out of this funk, there it's gonna be harder to hide a lot of shit, and it's gonna be like we're gonna be great.
You know what? What you just said, I was like, actually, I don't think that. I think Trump quite possibly could be the very last president because
mm,
yeah, he been saying make America great again, but really what he did was he made America awake again.
yeah,
Like,
he woke us up.
yeah, so like again, how we always talk about letting the antagonist antag, and we're allowing the thing to unfold and
Mm-hmm.
and him to
Mm.
do structure and whatever he needs to do.
When you
But
said Prince, when you said people like Prince and Michael came here to awaken the timeline, Elizabeth April said Trump's job was to awaken us, but in a chaotic way. She said he was always meant to cause chaos, but in a
Right.
way that was gonna wake people the fuck up.
Yep. So,
Not in a good way where we're gonna like. He was never meant to help us. He was meant to
right.
open our eyes in a
Right.
certain level.
Yeah. Which also, so we can, the next time we come on, we're going to talk about just like how things that we demonize are actually things that help us integrate our own
Mm.
shadows. So
Yep.
things like it could be
Just like
things,
Mercury retrograde.
right, right. Way to bring it back. Wow, this is what she does,
Full
guys.
circle. Yep.
She's a professional.
It
Um,
usually seems bad, but it's always a clusterfuck culmination of things needing to work. The
yeah,
universe is always wrapping it up.
yeah. So we're just here with the good vibes and trying to survive.
I'm like, let it all go. Today was a day. Day.
Thank you for making it and coming out, even though I know it was like a lot to get to this point in your day. But I thoroughly enjoyed this conversation.
Yes, yes. And these conversations, everybody in the chat that's here, this helps us process. We have a lot of this stuff in our brain. I talk to Mel almost every day, and I haven't been able to tell her that I think Hillary Clinton is Sabrina Carpenter. So I thank you guys for allowing us this time so that I can because can you imagine if I just text you that in the morning without really explaining it?
I would, yeah, the functioning levels, we had to bring it back to factory settings because,
Yeah. So I'm gonna send you some TikToks that I saw. Definitely thank you. We're definitely gonna be back next week because now I feel like all these conversations definitely split into a lot of things. I want to touch on Michael Jackson. I want to touch on the Clintons and how I don't want to
mm,
hate Bill even though we're supposed to. But it's like, oh, Bill, you remind me of what was cool in my childhood, and now I hate your family.
right. Can't really. That's crazy, dog. But yeah, let's keep this thing going. I'm happy to be here. I think Thursdays might be the best day to
Okay.
continue. But yeah, man, send me this.
Yes,
Send me
yes.
this.
I'm gonna save it right now and send it to you because I don't know what happened with the last episode that it didn't want to save. I'm gonna save and send. We will be back. I will keep you posted. I want everybody to do their homework and find music of a good vibration until we meet again.
Yes, and also send us topics. Send us
Yes,
topics. Don't feel like comment topics that you want us to touch on. Happy to like let's collectively do this together. It's not just us.
yes, yes. I
Yay!
love it you.
Love it
Tell
more.
everyone I said hello. I'm gonna save this and send it to you right now.
Okay.
All right, bye.
Bye.